anymore until I play it. So you know, every time I say something, I'll say until I do it. I'm going to be the most loving person you've ever known. Until I'm not. Yeah. I'm not going to lie to you. You know? So I was sitting there and I'm jumping back and forth. So I was sitting there, and this is part of my lesson, so it's okay. I don't see that in the course, but where's Victorian fetish ball? What paragraph is that in? I don't see that. Well, we could just make it very specific. We could say, fear and conflict about Earl's story about the Victorian fetish ball. We could make it very, very personal. So, you know, being afraid of Earl talking about the Victorian fetish ball seems to be involuntary. Something beyond your own control. But I've already said that only constructed act, that means seeing Earl without judgment, should be involuntary. You should involuntarily not judge people. You just can't help but not judge them. Involuntary non-judgment. That's deep. My control can take over everything that doesn't matter, while my guidance can direct everything that does if you so choose. So what should I say? Holy Spirit, I want you to take control of everything in my life that doesn't matter, and I want you to direct everything in my life that does matter. I want you to take over everything that doesn't matter, and I want you to guide me in everything that does matter. That's what I'm saying to my holy self right now. That's what I'm saying to you.
Say it again.
I want you to take over everything that doesn't matter in my life, God, and I want your guidance to direct everything that does matter in my life, God. I want your guidance in everything that matters in my life. So I sat there in the sofa, so I'm sitting there watching, and Kevin and I feast, and just beautiful. People just look so beautiful in the little they had on. And I said, Holy Spirit, you know in this room who I need to talk to. You know who I need to heal with. You know who, that's what I do when I go in social situations and I want to have an interesting experiences, that I ask the Holy Spirit to direct male or female who should join with me. And so I did that, and I sat there, and then about not even 5 minutes later, this most gorgeous exotic dancer came and sat down next to me. It's incredibly gorgeous. And she sat there, and she was asking me about how everything was going. And I told her that I was there, you know, I just got here from London, and I was just chilling and having a good time. And she told me about where she came from. She told me what she did. She told me how she was just seeing what she was doing as a job, and how some people there, they don't always, they do things just to try to take sometimes, but she just realizes that, you know. I told her, I said, you know what you're doing? And she said she loved to dance. I said, well, you know, you're a healer. I said, you bringing joy to people. If you bring joy to people, then you're healing them. And so I said, I just see you as a healer. You just got this incredible light. So she was like, you know, she looked at me, you know, because I'm sure nobody had said that to her before. But I didn't see the role she was playing. I saw who she was, you know. And so she just got more and more comfortable, you know. She was leaning over against me. She put a leg across my leg. She was there talking. And she said, yeah, you know, the truth is right now I'm going to college because I want to be an anesthesiologist nurse. And I just about got I'm going to get my master's, da, da, da. And so she told me that she came from California, and then she might go to Atlanta, Georgia. And she told me, we just had this real cool conversation because I didn't judge her. So I had this incredible connection, and she asked me if I wanted to dance. I said, no, I didn't have no money. I didn't say, oh my God, I couldn't have you dance with me, honey. You take a MasterCard or Visa. But again, the temptation to judge, and the temptation to judge myself, and the temptation to be judged. You see what I'm saying? So over and over again, I kept saying this was an opportunity to practice the truth that I'm reading about every day and not just make it lip service. See if I could actually live, because the name of the conference in London was Living the Course in Miracles. And that's what I want to do. I want to live the Course. I am so tired of hearing people sit around, and I've done it myself 1,000,000 times, and debate the truth and philosophize about the truth and whose perception of the Course is correct and whose perception is right. I'm sick of them people. What I want to do is I want to join with the people that's ready to live the Course.
Right.
Live the love.
Yeah.
Live the truth. And let those who need to be entertained with analyzation and debate, let them have their particular groups and meetings, and then they can just have at it. Mm-hmm. And they innocent too. Some people, that's their pleasure. Their pleasure is always analyzing something without ever doing anything. That way they convince themselves that they're changing, but they're really not. But that's okay. A lot of people like to do that. They like to pretend they're really doing something when they're really not doing anything, and analyzing everything isn't doing anything. But if I could sit there in that room and not judge the people that were there, if I could see that exotic dancer as the innocent being that she was, that's living the truth. Sitting back going, I can't even believe that he said he even went there and did that. Again, I'm sorry. I'm not seeing anything but myself anywhere I look. And I'm not condemning any part of me because anybody else don't like it. I'm just looking at my own past. I'm just looking at what I used to do. That's what's so cool about it. The Course in Miracles teaches that you only see the past. It says that you only see your past learning, you only see your past experience. So if you're judgmental about everything, you just learn to be that way in the past. However you see me right now, you just learn to see me that way in the past. The other thing that was really interesting about that experience last night was I realized that without some kind of relationship with the people that I was seeing, no matter how exotically they were dressed, it was kind of boring. That shocked me because I knew I had changed then. It's like if I had any doubt that I had changed, but for me to be there looking at what I was seeing and go, Because what? I didn't have a relationship. That it was cool, but what I really liked was to have a communication. And then that would have been cool too. And then all the exotic dress. But to actually them not be nameless bodies that I didn't know. That was what I really wanted. So it wasn't a condemnation. It was really awesome, especially the fire dancers. But what I learned in that experience is that I'm innocent and they're innocent. As long as I'm willing to see people as innocent, then my own life improves and everybody else is around me. That was all the proof that I need, you know? So I am going to see you as innocent. And another thing that I'm going to do, I'm coming up with a whole new thing for my counseling sessions and coaching and stuff. The Holy Spirit is going to change everything.
Wow.
Everything. Everything that I'm doing. Because I have to take my inspiration to another level. And I can't do that unless I do new and different. You know what I mean? So, the next line in the Course in Miracles is an incredible line. It says, fear prevents me from giving you my control. I love that. Fear prevents me from giving you my control. Your spiritual self is saying to you, your fear of me is not letting me control you. Love is saying, I want to control you, but you're afraid of love. I want to control you, but you are afraid of love. Love wants to control you, but you are afraid of love. He says, fear prevents me from giving you my control. And then it goes on to say in paragraph 2, hop over there to the paragraph 2. It says you must choose to correct the level of confusion. You wouldn't excuse insane behavior on your part by saying you couldn't help insane behavior. In other words, you wouldn't excuse somebody acting crazy by saying that they couldn't help it. He says, but why do you condone insane thinking? You don't condone insane behavior. Well, why? He says, well, why are you condoning your insane thinking? You don't condone people's insane behavior. You don't condone insane behavior. He says, so why are you condoning insane thinking? Mm-hmm. And then it says, there's a confusion here that you would do well to look at clearly. I love this. Let's check out the Course. There is a confusion here that you would do well to look at clearly. So check that out. I'm confused, and the Holy Spirit said, I want you to look at your total confusion clearly. Doesn't that mess with your mind? I said, I want you to clearly look at how friggin' confused you are. And you need to clearly see you are confused. That when you have fear and conflict, it means you are confused. So when I say I am afraid of you, I'm saying I feel confused about you. I am confused about you. I'm angry at you. I am confused about you. I want to attack you. I am confused. So fear and conflict is confusion. So you're confused about your job, and you're confused about your boss, and you're confused about your mate, and you're confused about your money. You're confused. If you're miserable, you are confused. That sounds a lot better than guilty, bad, and stupid. Then it says, you may believe that you are responsible for what you do, but not for what you think. You think you're responsible for what you do, but guess what, Purdy? You don't believe that you're responsible for what you think. The truth is that you are responsible for what you think. Sorry, you are responsible for what you think. He says, you are responsible for what you think, and it's the only level that you can exercise choice. So the only level that you can exercise choice on is the level of thinking. We think we exercise choice on the level of the body. The Course is saying, no, the only level you can really exercise any choice is in your
Mind.
thinking.
No.
Same thing. So here's a good one. What you do comes from what you think. 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 So, in other words, when I walked into the club, what did I do? I did what I thought. What did I think? You are innocent, you're innocent, you're innocent, you're innocent, you're innocent. What I did came from what I thought. Everything you are doing is coming from what you are thinking. It's not coming from what anybody's making you do. What you're doing right now is coming from what you're thinking, Earl. Woo!
And then the meaning that we put on it.
The meaning that we put on it is coming from what we think.
From the past.
Where did we learn what we think?
Yeah, in the past.
In the past.
As a belief.
Where is the past?
Gone.
It's gone.
I know that one.
So you're predicating your life on moments that are over, based on learning that was wrong. How do you know the learning was wrong? That's where my mind goes. Well, how do you know the learning is wrong? You could be the one that's wrong. It didn't make you happy. How do you feel? If you want to know the result of what you've learned, all the stuff you think you believe, how do you feel right now? Because the way you feel right now is coming from what you believe and what you think and what you've learned. Sorry.
I'm just confused.
Thank you. I'm just confused. Doesn't that feel good to say that? You know, because it's so honest. You know, if you're an adult, you're never supposed to say you don't know.
Right.
That's like against the law for adultness.
Yes.
You know, all adults even make up stuff that, you know, I've had people ask me stuff that I didn't know nothing about because I was an adult. I tried to make up something. Have you ever done that? Earl, what do you, I got this question about nuclear fusion I want to ask you about. Well, let me see. Well, if you put the neuron with the pootron and the moron and the heron, then all of a sudden you might have a donut. You know, I'm going to make up